Welcome back to Sox In 7.
Welcome back to Sox In 7. I am your host, Kevin Tebow, with my co-hosts, Jack Taggart and Mason Reed. How you guys doing?
Chilling, man. Just got to New Hampshire, about to do some skiing. First time in a few years.
I'm personally feeling fantastic. This is the most excited that I've been for a Red Sox season in a really long time. This Boston Red Sox team is something special.
Absolutely. And obviously we're back with a new look, better than ever. I hope you guys like what we're putting into it and just be ready for more and more content of this caliber, for sure.
A lot of people have been saying, like, dude, what happened to Sox In 7? Sox In 7 fell off. What, like, you guys haven't recorded a podcast in 9 months. You guys are slacking. All of that's true, but I'm here to say today that this Boston Red Sox 2025 season and on, not just this season, and on, we will not miss one singular series. I'm so serious, dude. You guys are laughing. I'm so serious. We are not going to miss a single series. We're going to be getting 7-minute podcasts out to the viewers every single week. I'm committed. Tebow's committed. Tags is committed. We're ready to grind, pump out Boston Red Sox baseball content because this baseball team is going to be something special, and we are going to win the World Series this year in 2025.
That's for sure. Taggerman, you got anything? What's your number one takeaway from this offseason so far?
We went out and got some players. I mean,
Sure did.
until Bregman, which was, I think, only about a week or so ago, maybe more like 2. We had acquired some guys, but it required us digging into the farm a little bit. We still kept the core of our farm. But yeah, then we go out and sign Alex Bregman to a big bag of money. So, but I still think the top move of the offseason was King Garrett Crochet. I mean, I think he's Cy Young candidate. I mean, you could write him down for a sub 2.5 ERA every day of the week. I mean, K per 9, maybe 26. It's gonna be a show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see in what world he doesn't come out to War Pigs as his walkout song. That would be fucking nasty. But like, he's a pig, like Lou Merlone says. He's going to be nasty. We needed a lefty in our starting rotation really badly. Brian Bayo was our starting opening day starter last year. He's now our 4th. Some might even say our 5th best pitcher or starting pitcher. And you got Cutter Crawford, Quinn Priester sitting in the ranks ready to go if somebody goes down. When last year you could barely even put a rotation together. And it's looking like we're not going to have to deal with TBD this year.
Yeah, I mean, I say we just start from the beginning of the offseason. Last year, the 2024 Boston Red Sox, pretty miserable watch. I mean, especially in the back half of the season. Such a dead group of baseball players going out onto the field every day and like competing at not the standard level for this organization. And then the season ends. The Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series. That was great. Shout out Freddie Freeman. And then a couple months go by and it's time for the offseason. So let's just start like first, like Tag said. The Boston Red Sox acquired Garrett Crochet from the Chicago White Sox for Kyle Teal, Braden Montgomery, a couple other prospects no one cares about. Garrett Crochet is a Boston Red Sox.
Awesome.
This is the piece that this team has been missing since the 2021 season where we made that run in the playoffs. This is the last time I had any feeling somewhat like this about the Red Sox and about baseball in general. This guy this is my guy. He's a 6'5" lefty. He's coming up with the high leg kick 100 by you. Oh, wait, you're looking for 100 up in the zone? Here comes the slide piece in on the hands to the righty. You whiffed. Back to the bench. Can't wait to see how many guys this guy strikes out this year. Probably my analysis, probably 294, maybe 304, somewhere in that range, maybe 314.
It's gotta suck for the Chicago White Sox knowing like every overpowering left-handed pitcher that you develop is just gonna end up on the Boston Red Sox. The last one seemed to go pretty well. I don't care what anybody says. Chris Sale had a positive tenure in Boston. He won a World Series. He was one of the rocks of that team. Little bit of bad injury luck at the end, but I'm still glad he was here.
I mean, his 2017 season was one of the best, like, modern pitcher seasons that you've seen. Like, obviously, there's better pitcher seasons beforehand, but, like, modern-wise, like, that 2017 season was special. Obviously, the extension went terribly. We traded him for Vaughn, and, he goes and wins the Cy Young. But, maybe, shout out Garrett Crochet. I'm definitely happy to have him on my ball club.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Garrett Crochet. Like Tag said, the last big lefty we got from the White Sox, Chris Sale. The thing about Garrett Crochet is, like, at 25 years old, maybe 26 now, one of those two ages, his potential is even more than that. Like, this is a guy that's going to be our go-to number one ace opening day starter for however long he's wearing the jersey. And I'm pumped. As a pitcher growing up, this is the thing that, like, I love about baseball. An ace that just goes out there and shoves it for your ball club. And the Red Sox have not had one of those in quite some time, and now they do. That is my guy.
And the best thing about it is that he wants to sign an extension. Rarely do you ever see a player with his, I don't know, what do you call it? Aura, backgrounds, like his success so far in the big leagues, and he's only 2 years away from free agency, be so adamant about, like, yeah, I want to stay here and, like, sign an extension. But he wants to do it. I don't know why, like, we're waiting. I think we need to get it done ASAP.
Yeah, I'd like him to go into the year with a clean slate, big bag of money in his hands, just go out there and shove the baseball over the plate.
100%.
Another thing that seemingly kind of media-wise has gotten swept under the rug that I love and I'm really excited for is Walker Buehler. I mean, he hasn't gotten the coverage that Crochet has or Bregman has, and that makes sense. He only pitched half of the year last year, only on a 1-year deal. But he was nails in the World Series, and he was coming off of Tommy John. I'll write off the struggles he had early in his comeback last year.
And he had been nails before that.
Yeah, he seems like he kind of gives me Evaldi vibes to where you can put him out there in a big spot and he's just gonna shove for you. But
yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, if I have one game, I need one pitcher to win it, I might be considering putting Walker out there before Crochet. Not gonna lie.
I mean, he's not everybody has that tendency to just go out there and own the moment. But I also love the fact that it's a 1-year prove-it deal, because although it might be really expensive to retain him after the season I think he's about to have, I think he's going to go out there and shove this year.
Yeah, just like Tag said. Like, based on, in my head, the projections of Garrett Crochet and Walker Buehler for this season, I'd match those two guys up against any 1-2 in the MLB. I'd love, like, any 1-2 in the league. Dodgers, like Snell, whoever, we're right there with them. Like, we have a 1 and a 2, a lefty and a righty that are going out and shoving against your lineup on a week-to-week basis. I mean, there's not much you can do about it besides go back to the bench. Like, I'm really, really excited. That slots everybody else that's coming back. Might as well just go right down the rotation. Bello, Giolito, Tanner. Everybody else is just Bayo.
How many times you got to tell you, man?
Everybody's just sliding down a few spots because that's our 1-2. And to get right into Brian Bayo, that's very high on my list for Red Sox breakout player of the year this year. I think this kid is about to have a great season. Is not expected to be an ace anymore. Lots of weight lifted out of shoulders. Just can go out there and just shove, sinker, change piece, work the slide in. Like, if that guy has the season I think he's going to have and he's our number 3, like, we could have the best 1-2-3 in the league.
Yeah, when you break down Bayo, it really comes down to the changeup. If he has the changeup working, ace. Really, really good pitcher. If he's missing, can't locate that changeup, he's in trouble. But I do like the fact that he's not up at the top because there's not many, you want to slot him 3, 4, wherever. There's not many 3-4s out there as good as he is.
And on the same note as that, Tanner Houck not having to be the ace anymore on this squad.
Dropping down to the 3-4.
He's going to have, people are saying that, like, oh, he's going to regress. He's not going to have to see. I think he's going to be better than he was last season. I think Tanner Houck has a 10K per 9 and he throws 200 innings.
If I remember correctly, last season by like game 70, we were already so banged up at pitcher that we were having to stretch starts.
Yeah.
And, guys are going maybe an inning deeper than they need to and going up into 100 pitches in June, which you'd like to be able to avoid. But the depth is there if we can stay healthy.
Well, yeah, because like the second week of the season, Pivetta went down, I think Cutter went down, and I think Bayo
missed some time.
Yeah, Bayo missed some time at the beginning of the year too. So it was just Tanner and like somebody else going out there. But I mean, the big news, 100.
One more thing on the rotation.
Okay.
Like, the Red Sox in the past 3 years have seldom had a guy that can go out and pitch on a Monday and give you 7 shot and then come back on Saturday and give you 7 shot again. And this year we have 4 guys that can do that. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 in the rotation. And then if they all stay healthy and they all shove, and because we've been gassing up our guys, all 4 of them. If we're right on 2 out of the 4 of them, this team's winning 95 games, maybe 100. Like, I just love this pitching staff so much. And with Bailey coaching, like we saw what he did last year. Cutter could maybe slide in the 5. Giolito, we haven't seen much of him yet. I mean, Priester, solid prospect, could throw some good innings. I could see him coming up, especially for some injuries. Like, we just have guys that are going to throw the baseball well for us this season. And that's going to be a joy to watch. Because that was the main problem. Like, the last couple of years, everybody's like, oh, this team can hit, but the pitching, oh my God, we give up so many runs per game. And that's all going to change this year. We're going to watch it. We're going to win 100. We're going to win 100 games of baseball.
Yeah, and that's like last year we had the 10th ranked offense in the league, and that's with one of the coldest August and Septembers you'll ever see. Mm-hmm. And I mean, hats off to Craig Breslow. Like, he went out and put his nutsack on the table this offseason and made this team better when, I mean, everybody in Red Sox Nation was on his ass about it. Like, Red Sox Twitter was a shit show for the past 2.5 years.
We love you, Craig.
And it just like reached a peak, and then the Bregman news dropped, and the Crochet news dropped, like,
and the Bueller news,
like, awesome days.
Should we do a little on the bullpen before we get to the bats?
I was gonna say,
yeah. Well, I'm cool with that.
All right, I mean, Aroldis Chapman obviously coming in as a signing. Like, if you're a left-handed hitter in the American League East, like, say Gunnar Henderson, that's a good example. Who else? Like, what are other left-handed hitters in the American League East?
Ben Rice.
Gunnar Henderson. Say you're Gunnar Henderson, right? You're rolling out. It's a Tuesday game at Camden against the Sox. Garrett Crochet is pitching against you. 100, slide piece, wipe out, bottom corner, you swing and miss, you're back to the bench. You're 0 for 3 with a ground out to second and 2 Ks today. And you're like, Crochet gets pulled in the 7th after going 7 1/3, 9 Ks, 1 earned, 4 hits. Then you're like, oh, wow, like, thank God I don't have to face another flame-throwing lefty. Like, this is awesome. I can face, like, a righty that's coming in at me. Nope. Here comes Aroldis Chapman. 102. You're facing the same thing over and over again. Aroldis Chapman's going to be a dog. As long as he, like, throws strikes. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, I was going to say, my issue, well, not an issue. I don't have an issue with Chapman. I'm excited that he's going to be here, but almost certainly there's going to be a game that he's going to walk a couple guys.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
But that's the Aroldis Chapman experience.
Yep.
And
I'm ready for
it. I mean, comparatively to the bullpen last year, if we were in a tight game last season, inning 7, 8, 9, you might as well have just chalked up the loss. Get to the next game because it was bad. So I really struggle to find a weakness with the team going into this season.
I do too. What I'm excited for is Garrett Whitlock in the bullpen. I'm glad they just committed to it. Obviously, we don't know how his arm's going to hold up. He's been needed bubble wrap the past couple of years. But, I mean, he still has the stuff. Even when he was playing the past couple of years, he was good. He just couldn't stay healthy. And I think the bullpen's an awesome spot for him. The only thing I'm nervous about with the bullpen is some of our best guys that should be on the roster to start the year have options, and some of our worst guys who don't have options, I think might make the team over them just for depth reasons, and just so we can just cut them eventually and just save the people. So it might suck at first, but I think once we get into like June, July, I think that's when our bullpen's really going to catch stride.
Yeah.
I think they're going to like keep Justin Wilson. I think they're going to keep Luis Guerrero
Zach
down.
Kelly.
I think they're going to keep Zach Kelly. I think Luis Guerrero is going to stay in AAA to start the year.
I wanted to mention Luis Guerrero.
Because, I mean, he is really, really, really tough. But I think like people are going to be questioning moves. It's the same as last year when Bernardino didn't make the opening day roster, and what's his name? Joely Rodriguez did and got cut like 2 weeks in. I think there'll be some situations that are a little bit head scratchers to start the year, but it's just going to be for depth.
Yeah, I mean, to finish out on the bullpen, I'll toss it to the boys for the bats in a second. I know all the fans want to hear about that because we are going to rake as well. But some guy like Justin Slayton, I think should be the closer. I don't know if that's how they're going to do it, but like this guy's throwing 95 cut pieces, and you're probably not going to hit him. Look for him to have a great season out of the pen. Huge Brennan Bernardino podcast. We've already been over that. He's coming in with huge sweeping curves from the left side. Yeah, I mean, Luis Guerrero, that's probably my pick for breakout player of the season for the Sox. I literally love this kid, dude. He's 11 innings last year. That was his ERA. 3 innings in spring. 3 innings in spring so far. Has like 7 Ks, not in like 1 hit. Like this kid's nails. I mean, yeah, I think the bullpen's going to be great. Obviously, the staff's great. Excited to watch some guys on the Sox spin it and blow it by some guys this year.
For sure. And that brings us to the lineup. Obviously, Duran's going to be leading us off, and people are similar to Tanner Houck. They're down on Duran, saying that he can't do it again. I disagree, just because of the way Jaron plays the game. He plays balls to the wall, and like he's never gonna not give it his all, and we've seen his all. And I think like maybe you won't have the same year, but you're still gonna get 40 doubles out of him. You're still gonna get 40 bags out of him. Like I'm not too worried. He doesn't need to carry the team on his back like he did last year. He realistically was the best player on the team last year.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be on the MVP ballot again. He just needs to have a good season.
Yeah, he just needs to get lead off.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we need.
We don't need to be an MVP anymore.
I mean, he might cross 200 runs.
Yeah.
He might cross home plate 200 times. I mean, get that guy on base and good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got him in the leadoff spot.
Bregman.
Talk
about Alex Bregman.
I mean, if you're a Sox fan and you want to be happy, open up Safari right now on your phone. Type in Alex Bregman stats, Fenway Park. Like 375, over 1,000 OPS. The guy just rakes Fenway Park. He's playing there 81 times a season now.
Awesome. And obviously, like his first spring training game, he goes deep over
everything. Over everything.
Awesome. I think StatCast has that at 619.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this, like, Alex Bregman is a cheater and scumbag. He almost certainly banged on a barrel to indicate his hitter a pitch, but did that allow for the Yankees to not win the World Series? It sure did. So, didn't like the guy at all. Don't like most Astros players, as most baseball fans don't. But now, Alex Bregman is probably my second or third favorite player in all of baseball. I love Alex Bregman. This guy is going to become best friends with the Green Monster. Absolute rips. Turn on it. 3 for 4, 2 doubles. Up 4 for 5 and a bomb. Absolute production out of him this season. Clearly loves the city, wants to be here, fitting in nicely. I'm pumped to see him play second base or third base. We don't know where he's going to play in the field, but he's going to be in the lineup every single day raking baseballs.
Exactly. We don't know where he's going to play. judging off of how the second base competition is going, I think he's going to start the year at second because Christian Campbell doesn't have it yet.
Bright future, though. We love Christian Campbell.
The XBA is through the roof.
Yeah.
He's had some bad batted ball luck.
Yeah.
Spring training. I'm not looking too far into it.
Vaughn Grissom, not playing great, but like I'm not out on Vaughn yet. But
I mean, it's been today was game 6 of spring training.
There's another guy. David Hamilton's a really good baseball player.
I love David Hamilton.
He's a really good baseball player, and he is burst.
It would be a shame to see him not in the lineup pretty often.
Yeah,
and
or at least on the bench, like stealing
pinch
some bat, pinch running, pinch hitting. Sometimes, like he's got some pop in that bat.
Out of absolutely nowhere, the Red Sox are at a surplus of infielders.
Surplus of outfielders and surplus of pitchers. We are at a surplus.
Yes.
Aside from first base, which is going to be costless just about every single day.
Yeah.
You can start somebody different at second base, shortstop, third base, left field, center field, right field every day and have a damn good ball player out there.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about Casas next.
Yeah.
Tristan Casas.
Big offseason for Tristan Casas.
Really weird guy. Maybe the weirdest guy in the MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really weird guy. And I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like him, and I've been a proponent of like saying let's trade him. And like, but like he could rake. Like he could hit 35 home runs this year.
Easily.
And like just get the strikeouts down, get the power numbers up. You're going to be hitting fourth every single day for us. Like, yeah, like I mean, he's such a wild card. I think out of literally every single player on the roster, I think he's the biggest wild card like going into this year. Because like, I think he'll be good, but like he could also stink and he could also be nasty. Like he could hit 40 home runs.
Yeah, it's a low floor, high ceiling.
Yeah,
and the ceiling is really high. He could hit 40 home runs at like his ceiling.
I could be mistaken, but I think he's also reaching extension time too. I think that might be right around now.
It's not going to happen because they're going to go into this offseason and they're going to try to get Vladdy. And if they get Vladdy...
That's another thing that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Vladdy will be a Red Sox in 2026, but we'll save that for...
A year from today,
I think there's
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a Boston Red Sox.
I think there's a decent chance if the Red Sox are making a push for the playoffs, I think there's a decent chance Casas gets traded at the deadline for bullpen and starting pitching for like Cease and
which is completely fine with me.
The reliever out there in San Diego. Is it Suarez?
That's they're not getting rid of him. It's the younger guy.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think Casas is getting traded for those two at the deadline.
Estrada.
Yes, Estrada.
He's nasty.
And I think the Red Sox full plan has been sign Vladdy the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely chill with. I mean, especially if Casas has a good first half and we could get more value for him, like that's fine with me to get rid of him. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. I think he could be great, but like, as long as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is wearing red socks that come the start of next season, like that's a significant upgrade.
100%. One guy I want to talk about, Massa.
Yeah.
Where does he fit in?
I don't know. A lot of people are yelling, trade him. I don't know. I mean, the outfield.
They would have tried to trade him already. I mean, they've definitely tried to. Nobody's going to take it.
We have so much flexibility. Like, where's Rafaela going to play? Is he going to play short? Is he going to play center? If he plays center, which he should be playing, like from a defensive standpoint, Massa doesn't fit in because Duran and Willier are out there. And Rob Refsnyder, like we just have a surplus of outfielders. Yeah, I mean,
I'm nervous about Rob. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous about Rob McKenzie. And he's probably my favorite player on the team. And I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Yeah,
Rob.
I mean, let's just hope that.
Rob Snyder.
Do you think
Did
he
he
makes
got-
the team?
I did see he got a cameo in the new season of Reacher.
Did he really?
He did. Reacher
That's awesome.
Reacher in the first episode used the alias Rob Snyder at one of his motels.
Why?
Yeah, but then they called him a middle infielder, which is not.
I mean, he came up as a second baseman for the Yankees.
Really cool.
I mean, back to Yoshida. Like, there's nothing more that I want than for Masataka Yoshida to have a great season. And I think he'll find his way into the lineup to start the year. But, like, as soon as he starts grounding out to second a lot and, like, not hitting, like, he could be phased out and, like, for good. So
Here's the low one on Masataka Yoshida. Heck of a ball player, in my opinion, on a horrible deal for what he is. And now that the Red Sox are all of a sudden again in a surplus of players, it's going to be hard for him to find a roster spot if he can't play the field. Especially if all this news that Devers is going to be DHing often is the case. Because if he can't play the field, then there's not much other than a platoon bat spot for him.
let's just rip the Band-Aid off and go to Devers.
Go for it.
Let's just go right to Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers is going to hit 47 home runs and bat in 120 this season. That's my guy. Always been. He's going to be a leader this season. He's the guy. We're giving him all the money. He's going to play like he deserves it this year. And he's going to be an all-star and get MVP votes.
What position is he going to play?
Third base.
Why?
Because he loves the game. He doesn't want a DH. He wants to play the field. He's heard everybody say, oh, like, you can't field the baseball. You stink at fielding. And clearly this offseason, he's at spring training early, working on getting reps at third. Like, I think he's going to have a better year defensively, and he's going to rake because he rakes.
Why do you think he was talking with Ortiz today?
I mean, dude, he could play
One-on-one.
if he DHs, he's still going to rake because he rakes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I am happy Rafael Devers is on my favorite baseball team. I'm not against, as we get closer to opening day, I'm not against Campbell not starting with the team, maybe getting a little bit of AAA time, and Devers playing third. But Devers can't boot the ball around. And again, he can make the spectacular plays, which is annoying because he'll boot the routine ones. He's had, I think, the worst third base outs above average in like a couple years now. But again, he's your $312 or $321 man. You signed him as a third baseman. You stick him at third base to start out the year, in my opinion. If I'm Alex Cora, I stick Rafael Devers at third base to start the year out. And if he can feel the good glove, you can keep him there. Because, I mean, rookie Rafael Devers was a damn good fielder.
He was 97 percentile.
Yeah.
Outside.
And I don't know what happened throughout the years. I don't know if he was focusing too much on the bat and not enough on the glove, but he has it in him.
Yeah, and I think he's a really good fielder. I think part of it's not having Bogey to the left of him. I think having Story next to him is going to help him. And he had 10 errors last year.
Trevor Story.
We'll get to Trevor.
No, we'll get to it. Well,
But Rafael Devers only had 10 errors last year. I believe the year before he had 20. Like, he cut it in half. And, like, obviously, like, his advanced metrics still aren't there. Rafael Devers is not a bad fielder. He just makes some mistakes every once in a while, okay? And
like once a game, he'll boot a routine around it.
Yes, but then he'll make the best play you've ever seen. Yeah. So, like, I like Rafael Devers at third base. I think you let him do what he wants to. It's his team. He's had to deal with the shitstorm that the front office has given him for the past 2.5, 3 years. Let him do what he wants. He deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, Rafael Devers is going to rake. That's all that you really need to know.
30-30. Exactly. Once again.
Now let's get to the shortstop position.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor Story kind of stinks. I want him to be good. Like, he's a good guy, and like I wish that he was good, but he's not. And that's kind of the reality. I hope he proves me wrong, because a lot of people that I've said aren't good on this podcast end up being really good. So, like, I hope that he's one of them. But Marcelo Meyer, at least in the small sample size of spring right now, looks like he's ready to go. He's raking, and I'm not mad if he's starting at shortstop every day come July or August. I'm not mad. I'd be honestly pretty pumped, because that he could be a huge part of our future.
For sure. Did you see who Garrett Crochet got taken deep by a couple days ago?
Don't care.
Trevor Story.
So I was going to say, I don't know if I've ever put this out there even to you guys. I'm a Trevor Story believer, personally. I think that he's had really, really bad injury luck since he got here.
At some point, you got to prove it, though.
But also at some point, he's probably had so I saw he's played 163 games as a Boston Red Sox. How many of those is he actually healthy for? That's my opinion.
So like, is he healthy going into this season?
Yes.
Okay, so then you gotta do something.
Yes,
you gotta do something.
This is his last
get
chance.
hurt.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying to give this guy years worth of. If he can't get it together by July and Myers hitting 300 down in AAA with like a 900 OPS, you're bringing Meyer up. But I wouldn't be so quick to write off Trevor Story this year.
I agree. And like, he can still go get it back too. And like, he's got a gem.
It's a good glove.
He's a really good glove. And I think it'll help Rafi.
And I think the arm weakness you can attribute to injury.
Yeah, and that was also just the elbow. Yeah. It's definitely his arm's fine now. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the arm at all. I mean, it's better than having. I love David Hamilton. He's a really good second baseman. He sucks at shortstop, but it's better than having David Hamilton or Sedon there.
So we got a couple more guys to go over, like Ceddanne Rafaela, who is
number 3 now.
Who is tough. He's gonna have a great season. I think up production at the plate for him, and like Gold Glove center field. Willier, floated in trades a lot this offseason, but like he's gonna play a lot of right field for the Sox, and like, dude, he can also rake. Like, he can leave earth on a consistent basis. Pumped for those two guys playing outfield for us like most of the time. Like, that's great 7-8, 6-8, 6-9 hitters in the lineup. Like, they're gonna produce.
I mean, the most often outfield is gonna be Duran, Rafaela, Abreu. It's really hard to get a ball down on that grass with those two out there. I mean,
all three of them won a Gold Glove, and the two that should have won a Gold Glove should have won it over the guy that won the Gold Glove.
Willier doesn't have the wheels that Rafaela and Duran have, but he's still a damn good glove, and right field at Fenway Park's a hard place to play.
And so he's got a cannon too. He just doesn't know where it's going.
Yeah. And then, like I said, pumped for those guys hitting bottom of our order producing.
There's one guy we still have.
Connor Wong.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he's Connor Wong's just gonna be that catcher that's he's just gonna be in the roster.
Just be good at framing this year.
That's all we need.
Just
bro.
be good at framing
That's
this year.
all we need.
Sucked last year at framing.
Dude, you can hit like 220 and we don't care. Just develop a great relationship with Garrett Crochet, Walker Buehler. You already have one with Bayo and Houck. Just be their guy behind the dish. Get down and block that ball in the dirt. Absolutely. Crochet 101 on the outside corner. Stick it. That's all you got to do for us this year, man. And I trust you because, like, you're kind of tough.
But I was more talking about the should be number 1 prospect in the Major League Baseball, Roman Anthony. And
he's the last one to
fantasy baseball to me.
I hope he makes the opening day roster. It's going to be hard to find room in the outfield.
I don't know where.
I mean, we're just at a surplus, man. He's so tough too.
This is where I get nervous about Rob. It's really Rob or Roman. Who are they going to put?
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's hard to talk about now because you never know what the heck's going to happen, success-wise, injury-wise. But really hard to think if the Red Sox reach the All-Star break and we're, competing in the AL East pretty safely in a wild card spot. A couple guys are probably going to get moved. Whether it be for bullpen help, whether it be for a fifth starter, whether it be for a catcher.
Yeah.
Dominoes are going to fall if the Red Sox are in a spot to win a World Series come the deadline.
100%.
I agree. I think Craig will definitely be on the phones this deadline for sure.
That's pretty much everybody, right? Pretty much went over the entire roster.
Well, one guy I want to mention because unfortunately it doesn't look like he's going to get mentioned this year, but you mean a lot to me, Romy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire, you mean a lot to me.
Romy.
You hit a lot of tanks when we needed you to. I love you, Romy Gonzalez.
Too.
Heck of a ball player.
Yeah.
Just stinks you're
we got too
kind of looking at an uphill battle to find the playing field for the Red Sox this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the Boston Red Sox 2025 preview from Sox In 7. I'm pumped. This is going to be awesome. We opened the year with Rangers O's and then White Sox, Cardinals, White Sox, Mariners. We're going to, my number one prediction going into the season, the Red Sox are going to win 22 of their first 30 games. We're going to start the season 22-8.
Let's do win total, team MVP, team breakout player, and Cy Young is Crochet.
No, well,
I choose Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, let's do team, and then we'll do league next.
Okay.
Next pod.
Okay.
So we'll do some more league predictions.
Yeah.
Another pod dropping before the season for show.
For show.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it the weekend.
But yeah,
I think opening day.
Let's do
some
team MVP. Team MVP.
And how many games?
Team MVP
and breakout player.
And breakout.
You want me to?
All four.
Okay, all right. My team MVP, somehow, like Tebow mentioned earlier, this guy's getting written off. I still think he could be the best player on the Red Sox. My favorite player, I think, Jarren Duran. I think he could be up around 300 again. I think he could get another 40 bags out of him. He's going to play a heck of a, probably left field more often than not, if Sedan's out in center. I'm excited to watch Jarren Duran this year. I'll be betting on him to steal a base just about every single game. All 162.
Sounds like plus EV.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to follow you straight with that. I mean, Jarren Duran is your ball player's favorite ball player.
Yeah.
That guy plays the game the right way. And I was his harshest critic on this podcast when he wasn't playing the game the right way.
We all were.
And he goes balls to the wall every single second that he's on the field now, and it's fun to watch.
All-Star game MVP.
All-Star game.
Bregman talked about it too when he was on Section 10. Other teams pick up on the fact when you see him stretching singles into doubles, stretching doubles into triples. I mean, he can roll one past the second baseman, 110 off the bat. Center fielder casually jogging over. We'll get this one in, 2 down, guy on first, first or second. Wait, he's running to second base.
Yeah. And then he steals third, and then...
Wait, he's standing on second.
Yeah.
Now you got a guy and running. You got a risk.
Yep. Risk.
You got a risk.
Who's your team MVP?
Rafael Devers.
Yeah. I mean, he's a pretty good ball player.
I'd say. I think across the board, our Cy Young's Garrett Crochet.
Yeah.
If there was a team MVP voting, if I had 50 votes, I feel like they'd be split pretty evenly between Crochet and Devers for me. If Garrett Crochet is the team MVP, it's fine with me because that means he shoved really hard. That's our 2 cornerstone pieces for the next 5 to 10 years to come, and I'm pumped.
Fire up.
My breakout player of the year would be Luis Guerrero. Probably won't make the roster.
I mean, he'll make it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Luis Guerrero is gas. But I'm going to choose Brian Bayo for this. I'm a big believer in Brian Bayo stepping up big and just if someone goes down or if like he's like the 3 or 4, like I think he's just gonna have a huge season and be the best 3 or 4 in the entire MLB. Like I just believe in this guy's stuff. He's gonna get the walks and pitch count down, go deeper into games, and shove consistently all season long. I'm gonna say 14-6, 2-7, not a lot of hits, down on the walks. Brian Bayo is going to have a great season.
I'm stuck between two guys for my breakout.
You want me to do mine first?
I think I'm just gonna name drop both of them. But my number one is Garrett Whitlock. I think he's going to win the closer job, and I think he's going to have one of the best closer seasons you have ever seen after post June. I think he'll earn it in June, and then after that, he's never going to give it up again. He's going to be the closer for the Boston Red Sox for the next 3 years.
I like that.
Garrett Whitlock is a really, really, really good pitcher. And when he is only throwing single innings, he can gas it up to 97, 98. We haven't seen it in a while just because he's been a starter. He's been throwing 94. He's going to let it eat this year. My other honorable mention, I'll give it to Justin Slayton because I also think he could win that job too.
Yeah, mine is undoubtedly Cedar Rafaela. I think come June, everybody, all 32 teams, us, you guys, 30. Sorry, I'm thinking Lakers.
Wrong again. You were
is that 30 as well? Oh, Pat. Sorry. I think he's going to solidify himself as an everyday guy. I think he's going to be impossible for Cora to keep out of the lineup.
Love this.
Gold Glove.
Great.
I think he wins the Platinum Glove.
Yeah, unbelievable out center. I love the fact that he hopefully is not going to have to play any shortstop this year. And he can hit for power. He can do everything at the plate, but select pitches. So hopefully he can select pitches this year because sometimes he looks like he's deciding pre-pitch if he's going to swing or not, which is a little annoying because I've never seen anybody in more 0-2 counts than Cedar Rafaela. But if he can maybe get into some advantage counts, maybe not swing out of his shoes, heck of a ball player.
Yeah. He also hates tie games.
Yeah.
For the win total, I think the Red Sox win 93 games, and I think they win the AL East with that 93 games.
Wow.
And I think the Orioles win 92, and I think the Yankees also win 92.
And Chad? Go ahead, Tigers.
I think the Red Sox are going to win like 97 games. I think they're a heck of a ball club. I don't see many series that we go into. The teams that I think if we go into a 3-game series too, I'll be happy with 1 out of 3 is a really short list. Probably the Dodgers, the Phillies, because they're just going to have an ace going every night, similar to how we are.
It's like about it, dude. I don't even know like about the Phillies really. But like, yeah, I mean, let's just go out and win 102 baseball games. No, I'm serious, dude. Everyone laughing at me now, but like, let's just go out and win 102 baseball games. I mean, let's go 102-60. Like, I'm excited, really excited about this Boston Red Sox baseball season. We're going to win 100+ games, probably 102, and like the three of us are pumped, dude. Dedicated to producing content for you guys all throughout this what's going to be a magical season and run into the playoffs. I'm super excited.
You guys got any closing thoughts?
That was really it for me. Like I'm pumped and dedicated and prepared and ready to sit in front of this mic and pump out Sox In 7 content every series. Up, we won the series 2-1. Up, we swept. Bring out the brooms. Up, we won the next series 2-1. Devers hit 4 home runs this series. Like, I'm pumped, bro. Let's go.
My closing thought, and I just want to put this out there because it's undoubtedly going to happen, whether it's either before the season starts or shortly after the season starts. I have undivided love and trust in my manager, Alex Cora.
Mhm.
And he's going to make some decisions early on, like Tebow said, that might not make the most. Everybody's going to want to see Campbell opening day. Everybody wants to see Anthony really early on in the season. I trust my manager, Alex Cora.
Yeah, that was a really good
Great closing thought. We did not give Alex Cora any love. And, dude, in the last couple of years, people have been like, oh, Cora's going to leave the Sox. Like, this guy needs to be managing a roster that's ready to win the World Series. He's one of the best managers in the league, proven over and over and over again. And he stuck with it. And this is why. Because this year, the Boston Red Sox are going to win the World Series. And like Tag said, I trust in my manager, Alex Cora. Great point. That got me fired up, dude.
For years now, Alex Cora has gone to upper management and been like, we don't have the guys. Now he has the guys. He can we could win 130 baseball games this year.
Dude, we could win 112 games.
Right.
Like, we could go 112 and 50. I'm so pumped, dude.
Awesome.
Closing thoughts from the host.
I'm just happy to be back. It's going to be different here. There's going to be good content. It's going to be pretty cool, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Opening day, we're going to be there at Fenway, home opener. That would be April 4th, Friday, 2:10, first pitch. We'll be there. We'll be drinking at, on Lansdowne.
Early hours.
Fenway Pod.
We'll be there with this lav mic. If you see us, we'll interview you.
Drop a like.
Getting some content.
Drop a comment. Let us know you're rocking with us in the comments on YouTube. Let us know you're rocking with us. Tell us what you want to see. Sox in 7. We're committed to pumping out content. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Do you want to see more of our field trips?
I'm pumped, dude. Final words for me for this podcast. Sox kid.
Sox kid.